Hi there, and welcome to The Works. I'm Ben Che. Last summer, when the chamber ensemble Sea Island and Fairy came to our studio, they played us a new piece of music they'd composed for the exhibition In Between, organized by the Hong Kong Museum of Art. A year later, and they're back to tell us about some projects which they've been busy. The idea of the Museum of Art's In Between exhibition I just mentioned was to show lesser-known works by well-known artists from the museum's 4 core collections. This year, the museum has again delved into its collections, this time to put together an exhibition based on 4 personality types. Psychologists in different disciplines have divided individuals into 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, or as many as 16 different personality types. Art Personalised, masterpieces from the HKMoA, a current exhibition at the Hong Kong Museum of Art, attempts to draw parallels between art and personality. From the museum's entire collection of more than 18,000 items, the curators have selected and categorized 100 under 4 personality types: adventurer, perfectionist, elegance, and fashionista. Visitors are first invited to take a personality test.
設計咗呢個氣質測試，就希望咧透過12條嘅簡單問題啦，將你哋嘅答案咧透過一啲電腦嘅演算咧，就去分成4個氣質啦。我哋會有少少嘅介紹你嘅性格係點之後咧，就會介紹一個你嘅專屬藏品。因為唔同嘅藝術家點樣去到創作啦，或者係收藏嘅歷程咧，都嗰啲嘅故事咧，都好為到嗰啲藝術品咧加上一啲嘅氣質同埋一啲個性。咁所以我哋將呢一個咁特別嘅觀點咧，都擺喺個展覽嗰度。
The section entitled Adventure, which highlights the idea of innovation, focuses on contemporary artworks. Among them are 2 of Harvick Chun's signature sculptures, the King and the Queen, made from found objects. Among the pieces selected for this section by Sunny Tan, the exhibition's chief curator, is Wu Guangzhong's painting Wind from the Sea.
本中呢張作品咧，用中國嘅筆墨咧，但係用一啲好粗獷嘅用筆咧，去描繪呢個題材嘅。咁所以可以睇到咧，佢喺呢一個中國畫嘅開拓上面咧，係創作咗新嘅境界嘅。呢件係剔紅露字附庸標漆嘅一個漆盒嚟嘅。咁佢咧其實係元代一位名家叫張成所製作㗎啦。透過將佢一層一層咁樣將啲漆咧係塗咗上去，每一層都要乾咧，佢先至能夠再塗下一層嘅。再加埋最後嘅刀工咧，呢件嘅漆器咧係能夠反映到所謂力臻完美嘅呢個技巧上嘅一個完美嘅境界嘅。明代下廠嘅清風高節圖啦，中國嘅文人啊好追求雅嘅，咁而竹咧都係文人非常之鍾愛嘅一種植物，佢哋覺得竹係好有氣質嘅一個反映嚟。呢件作品就係關於唱嘅梅花雀同埋呢一個吞表，佢裏邊咧用一啲雖然好中國畫嘅畫法啦，但係其實佢裏邊亦都用咗好多西方嘅啲寫實嘅風格喺裏邊，咁係好受當時嘅西方人嘅喜歡嘅。
Installation artist Angela Yuen is one of 2 artists who has been invited to create a site-specific installation as a response to the exhibition. She's been collecting found objects and using them as the materials for her art for 10 years.
I created a work called Land Home, which is actually hyperspace merchant ship that convey objects, Hong Kong export goods from different eras, including porcelain, tea, silk, and plastics.
Each of the found objects represents a certain period of time in Hong Kong history and echoes the personalities of the exhibition. For example, the made in Hong Kong products reflect the adventurer or innovative personality of Hong Kong people in the 1950s during the Korean War. Through careful design and lighting, The objects create a silhouette of the Hong Kong skyline.
For example, during the time of the Korean War, they have banding on Chinese export goods to Hong Konger. In order to survive, they have to manufacture their own products. And this is an era where a lot of plastics were made, and that's why I use plastic as a symbol of that era to recreate a silhouette on wall, which project a 1950s Hong Kong skyline. I believe all the objects I select for the installation is telling a story or part of history in a particular era. The kinetic movement of my installation actually is symbolizing the non-stop urban development. One can never stop or interfere the urban development.
Yuen initially set out to be a painter, but says she found new inspiration and a new direction while studying at Hong Kong Baptist University.
When I met my mentor, Momo Leung, she introduced me to a whole new world that actually installation can speak loud. When I realized that object can speak for itself, I start to change my medium from painting into installation.
Yuen's works are easily identified by the kinetic nature and the lighting that creates moving shadows, but says she's open to exploring more possibilities of installation art. Inspiration often comes from her childhood memories and the place where she was born and raised.
This is actually an interactive pinball machine titled Adventures of Snow White. Snow White kind of deeply affect how I perceive the world when I was small. I feel like, okay, the world is fairy tale-like. I think this is not how I would perceive the world now. I would like my audience to experience the frustration that I feel through the interaction of this machine. The pinball machine is a bit tricky because one can't really catch the ball. And that's how the frustration of the audience nurtured. I will have my solo exhibition next year, so I'm actually preparing it. The theme would be maybe about Cantonese and also the street name of Hong Kong. I would like to use my work more interesting way to share with different audience about Hong Kong.